What is up, everybody? We are live here on the pregame show, live on all social medias. It is your boy AJ Murphy. I'm joined by boss man Jack. He is here with me in the virtual studio, and we are here to preview Vikings-Panthers. This is the week we finally get it done, Jack. Ain't that right?
God, knock on wood as you say that, bro. Did you see? I hate this shit. This shit's coming out already. Did you see
Oh,
the preview picks from all the experts? It's Vikings across the board. That's
oh
always the
boy.
famous last words when a
Oh
team is
man.
about to get upset. Is when you see this is what it looks like. This whole thing.
Yeah, I
I don't
did see
like
that
that.
graphic
I
actually.
don't like that. I wish
Ooh.
someone at least picked the Panthers so that we didn't look like total favorites, especially if Andy Dalton's playing. Not to completely hijack probably all your talking points. I'm still scared. I have to be scared.
Right. Yeah, you got to be scared. I mean, when something like that goes down, we can't have nice things when it comes to shit like that. The predictions, we've all had our fair share of being favored heavily in games that we've gone on to lose miserably. So hopefully this isn't one in a long line of those upsets, but I feel like we're going to get it done. But we'll touch on that more as we get into the show. But before we get into the show today, I want to tell you about my friends at Underdog Fantasy. Guys, if you're not on Underdog Fantasy, you need to be rocking with some underdog picks.
Oh, look at that video.
Oh, yeah, we got the
It's
overlay,
tight.
baby.
When did you
The
guys
pick'em
throw that
game.
in there?
Oh, we threw that in there a while ago.
Shit, I'm behind.
So, Underdog Fantasy in their pick'em game, just pick higher or lower on your favorite or least favorite player stats. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it super simple with their easy to use mobile apps. Pick between 2 and 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry, get every pick right, and take home some cold hard cash. Use the code 10K and get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog.
Dude, so when we were doing the Ryder Cup preview with Sammy Stats a little bit ago, I think I saw a commercial on TV that Underdog's offering up to 500 for this weekend alone, I think. Just with all the different sporting events that are going on between Ryder Cup, college football, NFL. Don't quote me on it, but I did see that on a commercial that they're doing it up to 500. So if you want to put in
Man,
$500, you could have 1,000 in your account just using promo code 10K. So at least try it. I would at least try it.
that's huge. For my bankroll builders out there, this is your dream come true. You don't got to settle on something small. You can throw all that money in there right away and get to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Get to
That's
the coal
actually
mines.
crazy. Like
That'd be
500
really
is wild.
nice. I would have at least I'm not rich enough to throw 500 in there, but I probably would have done at least 2 or 3 if, when I was starting out, if I had the opportunity. So if you're
Right.
not signed up on Underdog now, you should just fucking do it. Don't even think about it.
Don't even think about it. Just run, give them your card number, and get to work. Underdog Fantasy. We do have some Thursday night football. Lions Packers. Yeah, our
Yep.
division rivals in Lambeau Field.
There's nothing bad that can come out of this game for the Vikings. There's also nothing good because one of these teams is going to be 3-1 while we're 0-3. So
Yeah, that's tough sailing, especially when you think about trying to get to the top of the division. There, that's a tough road to go on. But I know we've got a couple picks that we want to lay out for the folks here. Jack, what do you think?
yeah, so I actually placed these at 7:30 in the morning because I'm a degenerate. This was the first
Grinder.
thing on my mind today was this game. So they also, I don't know if you've seen AJ, they have like these juice picks, and I think the first time we got
Yeah,
exposed
we
to
did a
those
pepper pick last week.
was that last Thursday,
Yeah,
and we hit it. It was
we banged.
awesome. We went big time. So another pepper pick is David Montgomery tonight for the Detroit Lions, higher than 0.5 rushing yards rushing TDs or receiving TDs. He's had a touchdown the last 2 games, one versus Seattle, one's against Kansas City. I think he was out last week. But he's still going to play Thursday, they say. So I'm banking on him to get a touchdown. I have that in my pick'em entry with Sam Laporta, who everyone will not shut up about. He's apparently the next big value tight end, higher than 42.5 yards. That seemed kind of like a lock. And then I have Romeo Dobbs, higher than 0.5 rushing or receiving TDs. That one's a pepper pick as well. He had 1 touchdown against New Orleans, 0 against Atlanta, but 2 against Chicago. So he's kind of like Jordan Love's guy, I guess, if Jordan Love has a guy.
Right.
It seems like it's Romeo Dobbs, even though I think Christian Watson is coming back this week. I don't know if
He
he's
is
going to be
back
100.
tonight.
I don't know if he's going to be 100%. So I think him and Dobbs and Love have chemistry. So I have that. I also did one more just for fun. I also did another 3-legger. I did Jared Goff higher than 256.5 passing yards. Jordan Love higher than 16.5 rushing yards. He's rushed for 39, 23, and 12 the last 3
That's a
games.
hot one that I saw.
Yeah. And then Hutchinson is the one pepper pick in this pick'em entry at 0.5 sacks or higher, just because he's an absolute tank. He's got
Love that.
he throws the eye black in one eye. I think he's going to be a killer prime time. We're locking in those two. I like him.
I like all those. I really like all those. Monty, I mean, he scored in every game he's played in this year. Didn't play last week with the bruise, but he's back again this week after he himself said that he was going to be out for a while. So, yeah, I love Monty. I love that pick. Here's what I'm running tonight. I got a 3-pick entry. We're going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown higher than 9 targets. No Jair Alexander tonight for the Packers. So Amon-Ra is going to see, I think, a ton of balls come his way. I think it's fair to say that he definitely gets.
Yep.
I walked into that one.
I
think it's fair to say that he'll probably get about 8 to 10 targets for sure, just because he's that talented of a player. And if he's not getting those targets, what the hell are you doing? So, even lines are always tricky because if that gets to 9 and it doesn't go anywhere else, it's a push. I mean, we'll still take it. It's better than getting hooked or not hitting at all. But
yeah.
And then I took a pepper pick, Sam Laporta, higher than 0.5 rushing, receiving touchdowns. I feel like he's going to see the end zone. But if you're liking Monty, I would almost swap that in there instead of Laporta because it's basically the same thing, I believe. And then I got Aaron Jones higher than 11.05 half PPR fantasy score. So that is what I'm rocking.
I have him in one of my leagues, so I need that.
You know what? It's funny because I have him in one league. I'm going against him in another league. I absolutely hate when the fantasy gods line up things like that for you because it's like something happens and you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah, you need him in like a perfect threshold. You're like, he can't get more than 30, but I need him to get 10. It's like, that's just no way to live life. That's no way to enjoy sports. It's truly a tragic situation you're in.
We need like a solid 14 from him tonight. So we'll see if that happens. But that'll be an interesting game. I think that'll go down to the wire. I don't feel like any team will run away with that, but
yeah, I did on Better Edge, another one of our partners. If you're wondering how we can legally place team bets, Better Edge, if you use promo code 10K, if you go to that website and download the app, you get a free $20. I did take the Lions -2 because I do think the Packers are still frauds. I think if Derek Carr doesn't go down last week, they get absolutely worked in that game.
Oh, yeah.
And then I also took the under 45.5 points. I think unders. I was riding that all last year, primetime unders. I don't know what it is about the bright lights of Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night football, but teams just don't typically score as many points. And this is kind of a high number for how Green Bay's offenses look this year. So,
right.
I don't know, the under 45.5 as well, and Detroit -2.
I like Detroit -2 a lot. I feel like if they win, it'll definitely get you that cover.
Yeah.
The over under, because that's like such a specific football number. Like you got to make sure that they're not scoring any more than like 24 apiece. Like,
and Detroit is pretty famous for hitting overs regardless because they have great offense, shit defense other than Hutchinson and a few other guys. So
right. Should be a little slugfest in Lambeau. Well, we'll move to our game preview here. The Vikings fly out to Charlotte. It is a noon game on Fox. The Panthers, they're 0-3 as well. And I think when you take a look at these two teams, something doesn't really add up. The Vikings are better than advertised as an 0-3 team. I feel like the Panthers maybe are too, but they've had a rough go of it. But their team just is not as good as the Vikings is. Like, when you have the passing leader in Kirk Cousins, the receiving leader in Justin Jefferson, the sack leader in Danielle Hunter, but you're 0-3, that just really fucking sucks.
And luckily the Panthers don't have like a top, at least as far as I know, like a top 10 running back in the league because our run defense is absolute Swiss cheese. So the quarterback situation is interesting though. If Bryce Young plays, we're going to win by 30. If Andy Dalton plays, we might lose this game. Like Andy Dalton, there's a lot of players who are famous for carving the Vikings. He's one of them. He's one of those red-haired fuckers who's been in the league and has played for 100 different teams. And every one of those teams he's played against the Vikings, he's usually played a good game. So as crazy as it is to say, I would rather see the number 1 overall draft pick play rather than Andy Dalton on Sunday. But I don't think they've made it clear yet. I don't think Bryce Young practiced yesterday. But, dude, I don't know. Like I said, this is a trap game. It is the essence of a trap game for the Vikings. We shouldn't be saying that this early in the season. We shouldn't be saying that when they're 0-3, because at that point, any game's a trap game. I'm still scared, but I think they come out with the win regardless. I don't trust them right now.
Yeah, it's hard to trust them after, they haven't put a win on tape for you yet. You're right. To talk about a trap game this early in the season, week 4, we're not even breaking October yet. That's concerning. I felt like when you look at the schedule, the Bucks game was a trap game, and we definitely kind of, I don't know, week 1 is weird, so we can throw that out the window, but the last 2 weeks have not been anything where you can kind of hang your hat on and say, yes, we can do this right. The Panthers do have a good backfield. They brought in Miles Sanders last year from Philly, who was a stud, an absolute stud, and then he got paid. They do have a decent offensive line. One of my childhood friends actually is a backup guard, Nash Jensen from NDSU. He plays for the Panthers.
Damn, that's kind of sick. That's a little conflict of interest for you, Age. That plus Adam Thielen. Who are you really going to be rooting for on Sunday? That's the question.
I don't know. My hands are tied. We got a couple Minnesota boys for the Panthers. It's my favorite team. And then Adam Thielen, last week, he went off with Andy Dalton as the quarterback. 11 catches. It was at least 130 yards, a tutty. He was doing work. So
I know. That's the whole thing with Caleb Evans where, the ball hit his hands and it landed right into the hands of the receiver on the Chargers. Thielen against him or against any of our corners, if Andy Dalton's playing, is scary. I know Brian Flores is different, and this pass defense is a lot highly rated, more than can't cover the spread Donatell's pass defense, but it's scary. If Andy Dalton's playing and he has protection and Thielen's out there and he wants to show the Vikings that, this was a good fit for him and, he's happy in his new home, I'm being so negative. You got to stop me. I'm being so fucking negative right now, but it could happen, dude. It could happen. I don't know.
No, I totally buy into your negativity. Andy Dalton changes this offense, and it's not just this defense is struggling thing. This has been a problem that the Vikings have had in years past, where backup quarterbacks come in and they just dice us up.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, Cooper Rush.
Red-haired guys, dude. I don't know what it is about red-haired quarterbacks. Keep them out of here.
Andy Dalton actually, when Dak went out in 2020, Andy Dalton came in here and into US Bank Stadium with the Cowboys in front of no fans and beat us in a weird-ass game. So it's not like he hasn't done it before. Like you mentioned, we've lost to the likes of Chase Daniel, Cooper Rush, him. The list just doesn't end.
It's like a shipyard. When you see the TV shows of places where a lot of ships have crashed, it's that's the crash shipyard of backup quarterbacks who have carved the Vikings. It's just a reminder. It's just terrible. But Andy Dalton's one of them. So when I heard that he might play on Sunday, man, I don't know.
We are crossing our fingers for him not to play.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be Bryce Young, though. I think it will. Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Because, unless if he's super hurt, they got to throw him out there because they got to see what they got in him. I think, he's been a little bit slow to start. He's missed a lot of throws. I'm seeing that his wide receivers are not getting a lot of separation at all. So it's hard for him to put things on the money for him. But if we can, throw some things in there to make it confusing for him on Sunday, I feel like we're going to crush him.
Right. When you hear me say I'm nervous, that's maybe 10% of me. 90% of me is confident that we'll win by 2+ scores and we'll finally show ourselves as a real team, at least in the respect of we're not going to go 0-17. But I do think, like I said, there's that 10% of me that's nervous, but I think the 90% of me that's positive says we're going to absolutely boat race this team.
What's the line? 4.5?
Let's actually look on Better Edge. Once again, if you want to bet on this with Better Edge, use promo code 10K. You get a free $20 when you sign up and verify your legal identification. The line for Sunday is, what do you guess? 4.5?
I thought it was 4.5. I'm going to guess 3.5.
Yeah, it's moved down to 3.5. So it's minus, you can get minus 3.5 on the Vikes at plus 101. So technically plus money, but yeah, it's kind of a toss up. They're on the money line. They're minus 173. The over under is 45.5. It all just depends on who's at QB for the Panthers. If it is Andy Dalton, I say you take the over because it's going to be a shootout. Hate saying that, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah, if he's in there, you take that over and you run to the bank with it. That's the ATM cash all day. But I mean, I think from the Vikings perspective, that's going to be the only thing that slips us up is if the defense fucks up again. I
And
feel
if
like
they
for the
can hold on to the ball,
oh
like,
god,
is it too much to ask for them to go a game without fumbling?
is it too much to ask for with a game without fumbles and a game with a turnover? We've only
Yeah.
taken the ball away one time.
Yeah.
We need to do better. We need sacks. We need strip sacks. We need picks. We need everything. We need the ball.
We don't want to hurt Daniil Hunter's back, man. That guy's doing all the work on that defense. At least him and who's the stud that we
Pace,
got? Pace Jr. He's fun to watch.
he's so
Thank
good.
God for guys like him.
He's so good. I mean, we can sit here all day long and nitpick Quasi's draft
Sure.
classes. I mean, the 2022 class was horrendous.
Fucking
If you go,
terrible. Yeah.
but at least you found a stud in Ivan Pace Jr. I feel like he's going to be the next Vikings linebacker that'll be a mainstay for years and years to come.
Yep.
Dude's got all the talent. Dude's got all the skill. And what you need at that position is the IQ, and he's got it for sure. So he just needs to put it all
Smart son of a
together.
bitch.
Smart son of a bitch. And he's got that badass name, Ivan Pace Jr.
Yeah. Have you seen his tats too? Dude's tatted up. He's
Oh,
got,
no, I haven't.
He's got kind of that. Where's he even from?
I think he played at Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's
And-
originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. He's 231 pounds, 5'10". He's not like the biggest guy, but the dude just packs a punch. But he's got the sleeve on one hand, and almost like the Rock style tattoos. You know, it's like that green where it covers everything. It's scary. Like if that guy's running at me and he's gonna hit me, I'm terrified. He's the
Right.
guy. So, and it's funny because then he wears a literal sleeve on the other hand. So there you go. That's your tattoo update.
Sometimes it's those linebackers that are under 6 feet that are just built like a fucking brick house that when they
Yep.
come at you and they hit you, they're almost as dangerous as like the physically big, tall, imposing guys. So I feel like Ivan Pace, it's going to take him a second. We've already seen him do a couple things. He had a really good game in Philly, but he also had a couple missed tackles and a couple missed gap spots. So he'll find his stride, but this defense has got to get it going, man. They
just need a win. It's like snapping any streak that's not good. Like you just need one win to remind yourself what it tastes like, and then you're back. You're 100% back.
100% back. I mean, this offense, the Vikings offense is going to hum. I think JJ goes for over 100 yards once again. He hasn't gone under that mark yet this season. Kirk over 300 yards. I mean, this is
it's a revenge game for JJ in the sense that I think, not to be like Hollywood drama updates, but I think him and his girlfriend broke up, right? That's what the meme was.
Oh
on
yeah,
Twitter.
that was
he posted
the big story
an Instagram
yesterday.
story basically that him and his girlfriend have split, and you know what he's going to be doing? He's going to be trying to get some of that revenge sex by just going off, and she's going to come right back, and it's going to be a great time for him. He's motivated beyond in a whole new way because he needs to prove to this girl that she made a mistake, unless he dumped her, which we don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I don't think we'll ever know.
I don't think we'll ever know either, and we shouldn't know. It's his personal life. But what I'm saying, he's a single man now. He has a lot to prove. Whether he wants to get back with her or wants to get another girl, he's going to go off to prove that he fucks. So
what you're saying is that a JJ game of 12 catches, 150 plus, and a score is incoming?
Yeah, and like the sickest gritty he's ever hit because it's a single gritty now. He's not in a relationship. It's a single man gritty. He's going to be popping those hips out at a whole new level.
Those hips are going to be popping. Those arms are going to be swinging. The heels are going to be clicking. It's going to be.
Yeah.
I think. What do you got for a score prediction here?
So wrong last week. I like.
What do you? I mean, you can never get it right.
I like
just
31. I like 31-21 Vikes. I like.
Okay.
I don't think our defense is capable of completely shutting them out and holding them to like one or two scores, but I think the offense hums. I think there's going to be a few stupid drives in the red zone where it's 1st and goal and we can't score. So Greg Joseph is going to have to come out, put up 3 points, at least one field goal that's going to happen. Maybe even like 34-21. But
I was going to say 34-20. I definitely see this offense getting into the 30 range easily. I mean, if you put up 27 against the Chargers, you should be able to put up 30 plus, no problem on the Panthers. And the Panthers,
Yeah, no doubt.
they have they got a couple studs in their lineup. They got a new defensive coordinator that likes to mix in a lot of blitz, a lot of chaos pressures. So hopefully we're prepared for that. And, I hope we see Dalton Reisner this week. I cannot
Yeah.
stand Ed Ingram in that lineup anymore. It just can't happen. I hope we also see a little bit of Cam Akers this
Cam
week.
Akers, the new guy. Yep.
Yes.
Even though Matt Madison played well last week, he also dropped the ball. He didn't fumble. According to the NFL rules, he didn't fumble once, but he dropped the ball like 3 fucking times. So we got to I don't even know what you do. And KOC has threatened to like bench players who drop the ball, but there's only so much depth you can run through before we're going to the practice squad, which I don't think that's going to be much better. So they just have to hold on to the football, man. It's just they can't fucking drop the football anymore. Can't happen.
Yeah, one more Madison fumble and he's pretty much lost his job, at least for the foreseeable future, with Cam
Yeah, big
Akers
time.
coming in right behind him. And I don't think Cam Akers is a big fumble guy either, but knock on wood, hopefully he doesn't turn into that kind of person. So,
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope.
all right, well, I think that'll about wrap it up. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not too much to get into here. This kind of seems like a little bit of a snoozy game. The Panthers aren't the sexiest team ever. The Vikings obviously haven't shown a bunch on tape, but I feel like there's two ways you can go with it where people are kind of, gloom and doom right now, and other people are kind of, seeing the good in life. I know for a fact after the game, I was definitely pretty down and on the gloom side, and Marla was trying to trick me into, would you to JJ offers for trades and Kirk offers for trades? We're not sending those guys over. Like, we're not, like, Kirk's not leaving. Like, this isn't the NBA where a guy can just leave and plug and play in another team. Like, that's goofy as hell. So, the Vikings, we're going to get a win. It's going to be great. And we're going to be on the road. And we've got a huge game. What's up?
My AirPod straight up died, and I'm trying to hear you right now, but it's not. The audio's not going through. Not going through my speakers. So I'm absolutely in the dark to whatever you're saying. It's probably something good, but all I can see is just your mouth moving. So if you want to take us home, I'll just say bye now because I can't hear anything.
I got you. Well, that's going to do it for Age and Bossman Jack. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you stopping in. We'll see you later.